Education Foundation's Scholarship Celebration. I'm Nesta Matthews, who's going to be leading us through a little bit of a pre-show celebration. I'm joined by Alyssa Long, the director of our New Brunswick Medical Education Foundation. How are you doing today?
I am doing great. I'm so excited, Nesta. This is our 16th annual scholarship celebration since the New Brunswick Medical Education Foundation was established in 2010. Each year it's got bigger, each year it's gotten better. We are welcoming the next generation of New Brunswick physicians and nurse practitioners tonight, each of whom have been awarded a return service scholarship, which provides much needed tuition relief, but also establishes a commitment from these students that once they are qualified and ready to practice and all done their studies, they're going to come back to New Brunswick and set up shop here caring for New Brunswick patients.
Yeah, so just to double down on that, they're getting a scholarship, and in exchange for that year of schooling being paid for, they're coming back here to work as a doctor or nurse practitioner.
That is exactly right. And we know that two of our biggest challenges in New Brunswick healthcare are workforce and primary care. So isn't it amazing that we have this model that supports solutions in both and helps us address it?
And honestly, it really opens it up to so many different students that maybe wouldn't have access to this. Because as much as we don't want to think that education in Canada is only for the elite and things, when you're looking at this many years of school, it starts to add up, and student loans still have to be paid back.
Exactly. When I first started with the foundation 3 years ago, I remember there was a report that came out from MD Financial Management that said the average amount of debt for a medical student in Canada was $80,000. And I remember thinking, that is insane. That's so expensive. And yet what we've seen from the students who write in and apply for scholarships since that time is it's going up, and it's going significantly up. The costs are, the tuition is rising, the cost of living is rising, and also we're seeing that students need more and more education before they get into medical school because it's such a competitive process.
That's exactly it. That's such a true point, and I never even thought about that. So you're looking for these students that have the time to put in the extracurriculars, that are going and building up the resumes to get in, and don't have maybe the time to be doing the jobs that are going to help them pay for the schooling they're trying to get.
Exactly. We have students who come in with master's degrees who've never had the opportunity to earn a salary. So it's debt, consecutive debt, consecutive debt. And what we're able to do through the generosity of the donors, because they are the lifeblood of this foundation, through their support, we're able to relieve that financial pressure. And what the students tell us is that allows them to focus on their studies, which is so meaningful.
That's wonderful. And you really look at it too, seeing a lot of students, because I know as a parent, as you mentioned, with the cost starting to go up and things, you don't want to detract your kids from looking at something like a future, like, oh, I want to be a doctor. But when you start thinking of all of those years adding up, just knowing as someone who lives in New Brunswick that not only is this path open to our kids, but how many kids are getting scholarships this year?
166 students, New Brunswick students, are receiving scholarships tonight. And what's so amazing is that this money, we are a private charity. So this money is coming from New Brunswickers, whether they're individuals or corporations who see that there's a need, not only with the students and the tuition relief, but they see there's a need in healthcare. So isn't it amazing that you can combine the two and donate to a cause that will help both? And it stays here. It's support that stays right here in New Brunswick.
What I find really funny is that it's the only province that seems to be doing anything like this.
That's true.
Can you tell me why? What was the brainchild between someone here in New Brunswick going, if we just help these kids pay for school, it might be easier? How did this all come about?
You often hear that expression, on the shoulders of giants, right? With this foundation, it's on the shoulder of one giant, one very amazing big giant. His name was Dr. Donald Craig. His name is Dr. Donald Craig. He's a physician from St. John, New Brunswick, who, approaching his own retirement after decades in practice, was becoming really concerned about the patients being left behind and what would happen to him when he moved on to a well-deserved, well-earned retirement of his own.
But where do you pass it along to?
Exactly. He didn't see that influx of young talent coming in. So he began to think of something different, right? A different model. How can we fill this gap? How can we meet this need? And so he decided, to bring a proposal where he said, what if rather than allocating all of these resources to bringing in physicians from outside the province or outside the country, what if we took some of those resources and invested them in the next generation of talent here in New Brunswick? So it was the return to service scholarship model. And the amazing thing is, you're right, nobody else is doing this across Canada that we found. And there's certainly not a private charity that's dedicated to enhancing access to healthcare and empowering that next generation. So that credit, that brainchild, that was all him. And we've been able to build on that. And tonight's celebration being a record celebration is just a tribute to how incredible that vision was.
Now, not to put you on the spot, but do you know, like, the first year that they came up with it? How many, was it like just one student being sent off and it's built from there, or?
I love it. I do. I have the trivia.
Oh, good. Okay.
So in 2010, the first year that the foundation was in existence, we awarded a total of $20,000 spread across 3 students. And that was it. And
That's amazing, though.
tonight-
You know, at the time, it was probably like the absolute gift somewhere out of nowhere.
Exactly.
And the fact that we've managed to progress all this way to being like, no, we will take care of a year of your schooling for you if you will give us a year of your life in the workforce.
That's right. Now, not all the scholarships are that much. We do have some full ride tuition scholarships, which is amazing. We
Yes.
never thought we'd get to that point. Imagine a scholarship for $25,000 per year. That's incredible.
Especially when you think of just being the age that you usually are as you're applying to like medical school. Like the amount of, like that amount of money would just be absolutely unheard of at that point in time. And just to have the faith and the support of knowing that your community believes in you and knows that you are going to come back and be of value to the community afterwards.
It's so true. It takes a village to raise a doctor. That is what I've found. And you can apply that to nurse practitioners and allied health professionals. And we found that community integration, that feeling of being valued and accepted, that belonging that you have, that's one of the most important determinants of physician recruitment in Atlantic Canada and particularly in New Brunswick. It's not about money. It's not about salaries. So we know that we have something that works, but it's going to take us as New Brunswickers coming together and working to keep these people here.
Well, and I think that's a big part of it too, because New Brunswickers, we like to stay close to our family. We do like to come back home. You know, like most people that you talk to, they know everyone on their street. They know their great aunt's friends. Their teachers know their parents. Like the community involvement, everybody's sort of tied together. So the fact that not only are you getting this opportunity that maybe you couldn't have financially done on your own, but you're being given the opportunity to come back home, to be close to your family afterwards and maybe set up a life here and just like your parents did, like have your kids grow up with their cousins and all of that stuff that you kind of dream of sometimes. This helps make that happen and maybe get somebody a family doctor at the same time.
That's the dream, and you put that so beautifully. So thank you, Nesta. I think my time's up. I see we've got our next interviewee up, so I'll let you, or I'll step out.
Hey, no,
thank you.
Thank you so much. It's always so wonderful to talk about just what a great project it is here, and I mean just all the work that you do. So thank you. That's Alyssa Long, the director of the New Brunswick Medical Education Foundation board there, and now we're being joined by the chair of the Sackville Hospital Foundation and also the Mason Scholarship holder, Bill Evans. How are you doing, Mr. Evans?
Scholarship holder.
Oh, holder.
I'm doing very well. I'm really excited to be here. We're going to meet the successful recipients of the scholarships that we fund.
Now, have you had a chance with your hospital as well just to experience some of these students coming back home with the scholarships in hand?
Not yet. We awarded our first scholarship last year, and that was to a first-year student.
Okay.
But we changed things up a little bit, and you can hear me okay? My wife is telling me I wasn't speaking into the mic.
That's what the microphone's for. Make sure loud enough.
So it's third and fourth year students,
Yep.
As well as a continuation of the one last year. So we're funding 4 scholarships this year. And I understand that even after they graduate from medical school, they've got a couple of years of residency. So it'll be a while. This is down the road.
You're planning for the future, long term.
Exactly.
Now, do you find that even now trying to recruit doctors in is tricky? I mean, is it one of those things that just the people there? Is it the budget? Is it all of the things combined?
It's a shortage of physicians, right?
Yeah.
It's not a problem in Sackville. It's not a problem in New Brunswick. It's not a problem just in Canada.
No.
It's everywhere. So it's and it's a zero-sum game unless we increase the talent pool. So we need more healthcare professionals, and so we're just doing what we can to make it attractive for them when they're ready to practice in a town which was hit pretty hard a few years ago when I think a total of 5 physicians and nurse practitioners left practicing medicine at the same time, and we
Wow. And that's probably, I mean, with 5, when you're looking in the scale of.
Well, we have the catchment area is about 10,000 people, and we had 3,000 orphan patients. Or
Yeah.
orphan,
Wow.
yeah.
I see what you mean by that. Yeah, just looking
But
for.
Horizon is doing what they can to address this, and these family healthcare teams are just a wonderful development. So that the one that opened in Sackville has attached 2,200 of those 3,000 patients in the last
fantastic.
2 years. So that's really good news. And they're not, I mean, talking to medical students, a lot of them don't want to be sole practitioners.
Yeah.
They want to join a team. They do their studies with a team. They don't want to be in business. They want to practice medicine. And so joining a team is a great way to do that. They can concentrate on what they're good at. And So I think this is a wonderful initiative. The family healthcare teams and recruiting physicians to populate those teams is what we're trying to do.
Now, have you found that this has been an effective thing as we're looking and seeing the amount of kids that are coming in this year? And I say kids, but I mean, these are young adults who've been really working hard to get to this point.
Yeah. We're too new at it yet.
Yeah.
I mean, the baseline is we were desperately short. We're priming the pump, and we hope within 3 years to get our first physician, and then we'll have sort of a pipeline of them coming. That's the plan.
Yep.
And I'm hopeful, but it's too soon to talk about results yet.
Well, of course. I mean, even as much as like no pressure on the shoulders of the students that are going in, but they still have to get through school. I mean, it's a long process.
Yeah, but these are exceptional, and I call them kids because they're a lot younger than I am, but they're very capable individuals, and there's been a fair amount of winnowing already. So if they're in third, fourth year medical school, I think we're pretty confident that they will turn out all right. We want them to, when they come to Sackville, not just to practice medicine, but to join the community. And so one of the reasons I'm here is to put a face to that. And I think most people like to think they're appreciated.
Yeah.
Want to go where they're wanted.
Of course.
And, so it's a wonderful initiative. We only discovered the New Brunswick Medical Education Foundation early last year. So, like I say, last year was our first scholarship. We did 1, and this year we're funding 4.
Nice. Wow. That is obviously a good step then in that case.
Well, and it's really good, and I should say this because the reason we're able to do this is because a very generous donor who was a friend of mine who died, but his foundation is funding this. So we were able to provide these very generous scholarships to 4 medical students because of Dr. Eric Ross's generosity. So I should give him a shout out.
Hey, the things that he believes in, they're carrying on, and that's why we're carrying on
right.
his legacy, reminding everyone.
Education and healthcare were his 2 big things. So scholarships for medical students nails it.
Well, and you mentioned too, like just the fact that a lot of these students that are coming in, that community being so strong with it. I mean, yeah, this is a career that I don't think a lot of people go into self-servingly.
Lightly. Oh, no,
that too. Like, I mean, they're here because they want to help people. They want to be part of that community. So it makes sense that the more that you can integrate them and make them feel like they're coming back home again too.
Well, they're people, and they have a life outside of practicing medicine, right? They
maybe not during their residencies, but afterwards. I've heard it happens.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's an endurance race, isn't it?
Now, for you personally, I mean, could you look at some physicians now and just imagine if you've been able to take the weight of student loan off their shoulders and the difference that would have made in their lives?
Sure. And the thing is, not everybody has the means to fund their own education.
No.
And so starting out in debt adds to the stress of the nature of the career, but also starting out on a career in debt is not a great way to do it. So if we can do this, I would think it's going to make them freer to come and practice medicine with a focus on that part of it. I mean, I've communicated with them in written form, and they certainly sound keen and in it for the right reasons. But we'll see. It's a tough job.
You're telling me a bunch of Type A students that not only want to go to medical school, but also are applying for top-of-the-line scholarships are a little bit committed.
Yeah, it's nice. I mean, the people you're dealing with are exceptional.
Yes.
So it would be wonderful if we could extrapolate and find out that everybody was like this. But these are exceptional people, and we're delighted to help them in their career, and it's mutually beneficial.
It kind of is very much a hand-in-hand process with it. Now, can you look at sort of like for the future, like, is there ever going to be a point you think that we would be like, that's a cap, we can't have any more, like that's the more medical students we can have in a year for the province? Or
but the Horizon administrative people that I spoke to when we were setting this up, I said, what if we have that problem? What if we have to? And they didn't laugh, but they said, oh, that would be wonderful to have that kind of problem. The physicians who are still practicing in Sackville, a number of them are getting towards retirement age. This is going to be a continual process. And if we did recruit too many physicians for Sackville, that means there are physicians in New Brunswick so that it's all good. I mean, I would love to have a problem like that.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
no, we have too many doctors.
Yeah,
We'll
yeah.
have to send them to the smaller towns that don't ever get them as much.
That's
Oh,
right.
the nurse practitioners are in abundance this year. Now, for any students that we're looking into, I mean, can you give us any insight on? I mean, we mentioned that these students are exceptional, but did you have a hand in the scholarship selection committee
No,
for
not
yours?
at all. No,
Oh,
we
okay.
fund it. The Medical Education Foundation does the selection. They have a committee that does that. And I've read the bios and I've communicated with the individuals, and they seem to be exceptional. But no, and I think that's the way it should be.
Agreed. Yes.
Yeah.
I was just wondering if you had any glimmers for any potential students that were looking in the future, going, "Oh, I could
Well,
be looking at something like
you
this."
talked to Alyssa. The number of applicants, the number of scholarships awarded is getting close to the number of applicants. So we're
Wow.
moving in that direction, which is great. I mean, I just love the idea that we'll have lots of people, flooding to New Brunswick to practice medicine. Anyway.
All right.
Okay.
It sounds like we're going to be coming in with the next interviewee. Thank
Great,
you so
great.
much for joining us today.
pleasure.
No, always interesting and great as the 4 scholarships this year from our students. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
This is Kate Palmer.
Hi
Kate Palmer.
Hello.
And-
Thank you.
That was Bill Evans, the chair of the Sackville Hospital Foundation, and now I'm being joined by Kat Palmer. Hi, Kat. How are you doing today?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Come on in, grab a seat, get comfortable. The good news is they can only hear us; they can't see us.
Oh,
so
amazing.
There you go. So, how does it feel being here tonight?
Super exciting. This is my second year here.
Yes.
So I'm thrilled. I'm honored, really thankful to be here.
Now, how is school going? You are one of our students, so
Yes.
tell us a bit about what is medical school and going to school for all of this. Is it like the TV shows? Is it all inclusive? Is it absolutely exhausting? Or
A little bit of everything, I would say. It's good. Like, it's a lot of fun. Our class is so supportive. We have a small little class of 40 people, so couldn't ask for more there. But it's got its exhausting parts, but worth it in the end, right? It's a lot of work, but I would be scared if it wasn't. So yeah, can't
do you
complain.
are you looking ahead for like long-term goals or things like where you'd hoping to end up with the plan to come back, or is that still very much up in the air for you?
Kind of up in the air.
Yeah.
I certainly want to end up back here, but kind of
Where
in
that
between
is,
with
yeah.
residency. Exactly. And you never know where you're going to be placed for residency and everything. So, that part is kind of murky, but
I
I'll be
will
back
admit,
here.
it is one of my favorite days on the internet when you see the days where everyone is getting their residency selected. I have literally no hold in it at all, but just seeing all of these people so excited for getting their picks and things, it's just, I don't know, it gives me faith for humanity when I see it. So I'll be very excited to see your posts when they eventually show up.
Thank you.
Now, can you tell us a little bit about what the New Brunswick Medical Education Foundation means to you and the difference it might have made with you for looking at your future and career?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think we all know that medical school is an immense expense, and it's really, really difficult. We all are here for the same reasons. We want to help people. We want to be doctors. But that barrier can be significant for a lot of us. Like, I know for myself, I came right out of my undergrad. So that was a huge expense too. So the NB Medical Education Foundation has totally changed the trajectory, I think, of my med school career. It's allowed me to focus a lot more on my studies and be able to be involved and not take on an extra job or anything to help pay for school. So it's amazing. And there's so many doctors or students, I guess future doctors, who have pledged now to stay in New Brunswick. So it's amazing. It's really looking up for the province.
It really is. I mean, to look at 166 students this year, which is just an
Wow.
amazing thing to say with the doctors and nurse practitioners of the future. And I mean, it is a weird thing too. I mean, for you being here, do you actually have a family doctor?
I do. I'm one of the lucky ones.
I know
but
it's one of those
so many
questions that when
don't.
you say it, you almost feel bad being like, I do actually have
I know.
one.
Honestly. Yeah.
It's like when people are coming new to the city, and that's like the first thing that everybody asks, like, how do you get one? It's like, well, you got to get on the list, and then you wait. And then I've been on the list for 8 months, for a year, for 18 months. And it's like, it's
Mind-blowing.
coming. We are trying to fix the problem, and we're trying to do it with something here tonight. Now,
Yeah.
do you have any other classmates that have also been able to ride in with the scholarship recipients?
Oh yeah, a ton.
Really?
Like, yeah, I think more than half of
Of your
my
class
my
of 40.
class. Yeah.
So
I mean,
that's
every year it's
literally-
going up and up, right? So there's more students supported every year. So
Very
it's amazing.
cool. I mean, it's one thing to come here and we talk about it, but just to be able to, see the results of the classroom and be like, no, we've got half a group of people, all of them not taking on secondary jobs and learning how to work the cash register. They're learning how to take care of human beings.
Yes.
Focusing on that.
Yeah.
That seems like a really good and important thing to focus on.
I mean, I think so. I hope so. Yeah.
Now, do you have any hopes or at this point, or have you been thinking of any specialties or family medicine or anything, or is it still very much up in the air for you?
I mean, it's always going to be up in the air until it really happens, but I love pediatrics. My scholarship that I actually received is in honor of a pediatrician who
Really?
used to practice here in St. John. So maybe pediatrics, maybe family medicine. We'll see.
That would be amazing. Always looking for more in that
Of course.
case. No, yeah. Now, we were talking a little bit before about what possibly could help future students that are maybe hoping to get in on the scholarship. So, did you have like a ton of extracurriculars? Were you just a diehard in your undergrad and you go out in the grades? What do you think really helped you shine and maybe get access to the scholarship?
I mean, my biggest piece of advice is doing things that you really are passionate about and that, you do for like a longer period of time. Like, I think there's nothing that I would say I did just for like scholarship
Oh, of course not.
applications
No. But we're just saying the
what I mean?
well-rounded
But-
studentness of it.
Yeah,
Were you
yeah.
doing all the things? Were you
Yeah.
the sports kid and the top grade A's kid and all of the things?
I mean, I think I tried to be really well-rounded and do a bit of everything, but I just like found my passions and I really stuck to them. And I think I put my all into what I really, really liked. And I think that's my biggest tip for people. It's not necessarily the number of things you do. It's like the impact of what you do with those endeavors, I guess.
It's a very powerful way of looking at it. Thank
you.
you so much for joining us and telling us a little bit about the journey to get here. We're going to bring on another former recipient as well, and now working as a doctor. Thank you so much. With Dr. Sam Palmer here.
Thank you. My brother.
Yeah, great job, sis.
The trade-off.
Yeah, that's it.
How are you
Fine,
doing
that's it.
today?
Very well, and yourself?
Oh, very good.
Good,
So you've
yeah.
gone all the way from being a scholarship recipient to actually being on the board of the New Brunswick Medical Education Foundation.
Yeah, life comes at you fast.
Isn't that funny though?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
but you're somebody who's been able to go through it from like literally step one to like the final step here. So what is it like knowing the whole process?
Yeah, it's first of all, it's quite an honor to be on the board. I think everyone knows the impact the foundation has, but as a recipient, I feel like I maybe have a unique perspective, a unique appreciation for it. It's we have a lot of different kinds of burdens going through med school. We don't get to spend as much time as we'd like with loved ones, long hours, financial burden, and to have one of the bigger ones covered is huge. There's no substitute for it. So I think all of our board members are excellent and passionate. And I like to think as a former recipient, I kind of contribute something in that way.
I feel like that's probably why they have you on there, most likely.
Yeah. Well, I hope so. I like to think so. Yeah.
Well, and we were talking to just with a few of the other members here, just about the fact that it really does kind of level the playing field for students going in. Like instead of being like, I don't know if I can afford to devote that kind of time to it, it sort of says, I have that opportunity open to me now.
Yeah, totally. It's one of those things where for some people, med school is not even sort of something that's in the cards because of their, whatever it may be, their upbringing, their family situation, socioeconomic status. And, how unfortunate would that be? Someone who grows up, they know they want to be a doctor, the passion's there, there's never been a bigger need, but there's just a financial barrier. And to know that is not necessarily not there, but it's alleviated greatly, is huge. It just opens doors that weren't there before. I can tell you for me, knowing that I'll be going into practice in 8 months from now, which is crazy to say, it doesn't feel real.
It's like weird.
It is weird. But knowing that I'll be going into practice with, tens of thousands less of debt is totally game changing. It allows me to get it'll allow me to get my life started
You can
quicker.
plan for it. Yeah, it's not like looking at these crippling monthly payments of, oh my goodness. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, totally. It it allows me to start saving more for a house and things like that. I'm getting married next
Actually
year.
be part of the community. Look at that.
Yeah, that's it, So it's so much more than just the financial side by the financial side, it opens up everything else. Really.
Well, I also think there's value in the fact that as much as we're like making it a deal, like we'll help you out with tuition and you come back here. I think with a lot of New Brunswick students, especially, we want to come back home. We want to be close to our family.
For sure.
You know, it's like, oh no, twist my arm and make me come back here and promise me a job.
Absolutely. By and large, I think we tend to gravitate back home anyway. Mm-hmm. Can't speak for everyone. No, I certainly do.
There's a lot, and it's very Atlantic Canadian in us.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
We like to be close to our people.
Yeah, it comes with the territory, exactly. I recently, as a board member, I'm recently starting my term as chair of the alumni committee. So, big part of it is bringing together alumni, like current recipients and people like me who've previously received scholarships. But another sort of more unfortunate piece of it is we once in a while have to track down the people who kind of committed to New Brunswick via the scholarship, but they kind of took off. And luckily, they're few and far between. They're rare cases. By and large, everyone commits to it because this is where they want to be. And
you feel like the few times you're like, okay, that was an amazing opportunity. We can figure out where that went. You know, like sometimes you can have talks about it later.
Rare exceptions, yeah. But luckily, you know, we don't need to do it often.
No.
And I think that's a testament to the foundation and just our province as a whole.
And also the people that they're picking as scholarship recipients.
Absolutely.
I mean, they're looking at folks like you that want to come back here and that are looking for that sense of community and that want to give back.
Totally, yeah. I think we have an amazing group of scholarship recipients. I've had the pleasure of meeting a lot of them and their passion, not just for medicine and for New Brunswick, but for people and just like humanity. It's really gratifying to see.
No, it's been spectacular to see. Well, thank you so much for joining us. This has been our sort of pre-game show set up with the Medical Education Scholarship Foundation Gala. Dr. Sam Palmer, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you, Nesta.
I'm Nesta Matthews, who has been hosting for this lovely pre-celebration setup. Thank you for joining us for the live stream today.